In this video we're going to be making a veneer on a tooth. Now there is no tooth preparation on this tooth, but we do notice that there is a visible wear facet on the incisor. However, I will not be focusing on the occlusion. I'm going to let the dentist adjust the occlusion in the mouth because this veneer is so thin as it is. Now we're proceeding exactly like we would be making a crown. I'm marking a hypothetical margin, and while I'm doing this I will also cut across that wear facet to the other side to merge to the other end of this line. Then I'm going to be focusing on undercuts. Now I'm looking at the mesial side, and I'm also looking at the distal side. Now I'm going to be moving these vertices up a little bit to reduce the amount of undercut. The tooth is bulbous as it is, and the veneer cannot engage in those areas anyway. So I'm going to create a surface. Following this, we're going to take this yellow surface and we're going to survey this for the correct path of insertion, and this will then create a blocked out model. So in transparent mode we can actually see this more clearly where the undercuts lie. It's a little bit of a silhouette, and we can see a double edge up top in the left corner there. The mesial edge there is sort of a little bit undercut as I'm moving it, and the bottom distal. So I'm going to have to reach a compromise, and then we're going to block this out. And while I'm doing this, I keep on saving my files just in case I need to revert back to a certain procedure. Now we're seeing a blue surface, and the transparent model which we are seeing there, the grey one, is the actual blocked out model. Now that will then cut the inside surface right at the end when we generate the veneer. So I'm going to apply a support margin, and this is critical so that when we're machining this, that the margins don't chip. This is a 0.2 millimeter diameter. Notice how nicely it is offset from the model, as it is parallel all the way around. But I'm choosing to go with a little bit of a finer support margin. Now this is 100 micron margin, and I'm very satisfied with this margin. Then we're going to select this, and we're going to create a spacer and a zone. Now the spacer default is 50 microns, and then the actual safety zone is 0.5 millimeters. If you would like to change this, you can always do it manually and go through the menu. Now here you can see the green zone is 0.5. I wouldn't like to go any thinner than that. Then I'm going to expose my restoration, which is my tooth library. We're going to go into edit mode, and here I'm going to manipulate the mesh a little bit. So there's a few things I'm looking for. I'd like to move the mesh. We are in edit mode beyond the blue pencil line, and I'm also making it stick to the actual green surface. So carefully I'm moving this into my model to minimize the thickness on that side. And then from the top view I would like to do the same. So I'm left clicking and then using the G key, and that will then stick to any underlying surface. You can just move the mouse, so you can hold the left finger down and then move it, provided that that circle, the proportional editing, is a correct diameter. Now that we have our tooth in transparent mode, this is what the tooth would look like. All we have done is we've changed the shape of the tooth. I'm going to go back to object mode, and then we're going to generate this crown. This takes a little while to process because it's got a lot of things going on in the background. It will cut the tooth mesh. It will also join it up to the underlying mesh. It will also then cut the inside surface with the blocked out model so that we get a good fitting veneer. So this is generated. We can see the mesh is a little bit irregular where it's joined up, but this is easily remedied by using the smoothing tool. This will create a nice mesh joining up one surface, the outside to the inside. So this is a really good result of a veneer. This can then be milled. And this is what it looks like finished.